So if you're more of a monthly payment buyer, perhaps you're losing right now. But if you're a buyer that focuses on sale price, you're definitely winning right now.
Hi, I'm Wade Hansen. I've been selling luxury real estate in Minnesota and Wisconsin for over 23 years. My entire career has been spent protecting my clients from misinformation and unethical practices by those not looking out for their best interests. This podcast will give you the raw truth about everything real estate so you can make solid, informed decisions about the biggest investment of your lifetime. This is the Raw Real Estate Podcast.
So I want to take a minute to recap 2022 and talk about some of the wins and losses, specifically in the Woodbury market. The winners definitely were sellers, and it was those sellers that sold first quarter, maybe first part of second quarter of 2022. They were definitely the winners. They were getting multiple offers, selling for 105 to 110% of list price, weren't having to make any repairs, prepare their home for the market, didn't have to do anything to sell their home. Literally, those homes were just going into a bidding war. And I'd never seen a real estate market like that. We'll never see a real estate market like that again in my lifetime. So those were definitely the winners. I think a win right now, as we progress into first part of 23, is we're getting into more of a balanced market. We don't have to go into those bidding wars anymore. I think that's a win for buyers that they can shop for a home with some patience. They can negotiate on the price of a home. They can get some closing costs paid for by a seller. I think that's definitely a win. They can go through inspections and ask for repairs. That's a win. Buyers may have to pay more for interest right now, but they're getting a better price. So if you're more of a monthly payment buyer, perhaps you're losing right now. But if you're a buyer that focuses on sale price, you're definitely winning right now. So as we get into 2023, I think the peak is behind us. I don't think we'll see home prices go up, in my opinion, in 2023. I think we'll see home prices continue to actually balance out or decline. Some of the losses in 2022 were definitely buyers that waived inspections and paid over asking price. I know that they were excited and they had I always talk about the FOMO, or the fear of missing out. And they wanted to capitalize on those record low interest rates. But I think they lost by waiving inspection and paying over asking price. We're now starting to see some major, as we cycle through different seasons and we start to see, water in the basement or pipes freezing or things happen. We're starting to see some major concerns homeowners have that could have been caught in an inspection had they not waived that inspection. So that was definitely a loss. A loss could be the current interest rates right now for people. As we sit today, they're close to 7%. That's double. So we've definitely lost some momentum with interest rates and some buying power with interest rates. So your monthly payments have definitely got up. A loss for sellers, if you didn't act the first half of the year and you were waiting for the peak of the market, you missed that. So if you were a seller that sold in August rather than April, you definitely lost probably 10%. And I'll give you an example. Right now I've got a home on the market in Stone Mill Farms, and it's a derrick-built home. I sold that exact same floor plan 3 doors down in April of 2022. That property went on the market at $789. We went into a bidding war. They waived inspection. They got $865 for the home. This identical home, 3 or 4 doors down, in my opinion, is in better condition. I think it's got a few better amenities. It's on a better lot. It's now on the market at $799 and has been sitting out there for 60 days. So, just by timing things, they lost, and the other sellers won. So, depending how you look at things, there's definitely been some hard wins and losses based on timing. All right, so those were the winners and losers for 2022. I'm going to make some bold predictions for winners and losers in 2023. I think the winners will be those that work with a good real estate professional that counsels them on pricing their home and pricing it almost ahead of the market. I think we will see an opportunity in the marketplace next year. If we can get inflation under control and if rates balance out, we'll see a window of opportunity for sellers to capitalize on timing if they're willing to price their home accurately. I think the winners in 2023 will be those buyers that act in the first quarter of next year. Now, I know that kind of contradicts what I've said in the past, but there's going to be some deep discounting, I think, as the market gets really, really dark in January and February. And what I mean by that, showings are going to dry up. I think a lot of buyers are going to sit on the sidelines. That means sellers are going to get anxious and wonder how bad and how deep is the housing recession going to get. And buyers are going to be able to capitalize on that opportunity if they're willing to make a move in the first 2 months of 2023. I think the winners in 2023 are still going to be those that have some of those unique properties. COVID has just completely turned housing on its head, and the certain demands for space, outdoor spaces, pools, acreage, on looking at green space like golf courses, looking at water, just enjoying your home because you're working there. And I think that those particular homeowners are going to still have an opportunity to sell at a fairly high price. They're not going to feel the cuts as deep as a traditional home buyer seller. I think the losers in 2023 will continue to be new construction. As we exited 2022, new construction really became a challenging market. I think that will still continue to be challenging in 2023. I witnessed a lot of home builders locally here take some of their what we call quick build homes, we call them spec homes, and turn them into rentals because they didn't want to sell them for 90% of what other homes had sold for 90 days prior, 180 days prior, because they would have had to reset the market in that neighborhood, and they didn't want to do that. So I think new construction will be a loser for the builders, but potentially a winner for the buyers if they're willing to jump in during these uncertain times. So to wrap this up, I also think the winners will be those buyers that choose the right loan option for them. We're getting back into a market where there's a lot of different loan options out there, not just a traditional 30-year fixed mortgage. And if you want to learn a little bit more about that, take a look at episode 28 with Dave Hill. He goes into a nice deep dive on what might be best for you and your family.